Yeah, Bob, I'm just curious from your perspective as you're out there. I mean, obviously, you know, you spend years and years of your life with your kids there at BCC. You're standing outside there right now as well. You hear from all different types, you know, some of the kids that are more relaxed, some of the parents who might be a little bit more tense with the situation. How's Bob Barnard doing?
You know, I don't get emotional. I hate to say it. I've covered a lot of bad stuff. I don't get emotional. But when I was talking to Jake Simmons' mom there just a little bit ago, I almost welled up because she was so upset that her son was, you know, forced into a gymnasium. If you don't mind doing this, guys, my son is 18 and I've got him on the phone. I was going to have him call into a different line into the station, but let me see if the quality of this will be okay. He's inside the gymnasium, and you know, I've covered this kind of stuff, so it doesn't usually get to me, but you know, yeah, you got your son trapped inside a real situation. It's a little different, you know, but I'm also just trying to do my job and stay calm and provide as much, you know, accurate information as we can. But let me see if you guys are cool with that. Let me see, and you let me know, Steve and Marissa, if you can hear him well enough that it's worth doing this. But Jimmy, tell me where you are, what you're doing, and what kind of word you're getting.
Right now we're in the gymnasium. We're taking the AP Spanish exam. So a bunch of people kind of ran in, and teachers told us to stop taking the test and like sit along the wall. So there's probably like 100 or so of us, maybe 150, sitting in the gym along the wall, and we're just kind of waiting to get let out, which we've heard might be quite a little bit.
And let me just, Jimmy, hold on one second. Guys, can you hear that all right?
Yeah, Bob, it's fine. Go ahead, and we wish Jimmy the best. But just curious what it was that he heard initially, what he was told initially, you know, what that scene was like, if they heard anything out of the norm before they got rushed into the gymnasium.
Exactly. Well, Jimmy was in there taking a test. That's right, Jimmy. You were in there taking a test. I talked to Jake's mom, who said he was like rushed into the gym. What did you hear, Jimmy? What information was coming to you, whether it was, you know, what you were hearing independently or what the school was telling you officially?
Well, we were in the exam, so we couldn't really hear anything. But then a group of probably like a dozen or so kids ran in right off the bat and said, like, they're screaming at us to come in. So I think the security guards were really kind of yelling at them to get inside, to get in the gym. And then another like dozen or so kids came in and said that cops were coming in and telling them to run as fast as they could, was the quote that I heard. And people, like cops with machine guns and, you know, shields and stuff were coming in. And, you know, it seemed like a very large response for what we thought was just kind of a bomb threat, which is obviously not great, but it happens, you know, decently often. So, you know, we thought that was just a pretty big response, but yeah.
And Jimmy, has that information changed? Because initially we heard it might be someone with a gun, then we're hearing pipe bomb, a kid maybe in a bathroom. Is that the sense you're getting, is that the threat may be coming from within inside the school?
I mean, that's what we heard when we were just streaming your guys' news. That was the first time that we really heard of that. Like the initial thing was that someone like had a gun because there was someone with a gun in the school on Monday, so people just kind of assumed that was what it was. But then we heard bomb threat and a gun, then we heard no gun, just a bomb threat. But hearing on the news was the first time we heard of anything coming in from inside the school itself.
Yeah, and then we were hearing that, Jimmy, and also speaking to our viewers, and you see this guy here, I think he's one of, yeah, I mean, they just brought him from wherever, guys. That's why this guy's wearing shorts, but he's in tactical gear as well. They were just bringing in people from all over to, you know, be part of the SWAT response here, and that's what you're seeing. Jimmy, like in the past, there's not been anything this crazy or wild in terms of the response, right? You've had other, like, what would happen on a typical bomb threat? Would you see police roaming the hallways, and would everybody be yelled at to get inside a classroom or a gymnasium or the cafeteria?
No, this was definitely different. Like, we might have a cop or two show up if there was a bomb threat, but this just seemed like, not overkill, obviously, but this seemed like a different level, and just like the urgency right away when they were yelling at kids to run as fast as they could to get into a secure location. Definitely, we could tell that something was different, and yeah, this definitely seemed like a lot more of a severe response than normal bomb threats would be.
And Jimmy, have you heard anything over the loudspeakers? Have school administration communicated with those of you who are locked into classrooms and spaces like the gymnasium?
Well, I know the gym, the loudspeakers really aren't that great. But we haven't heard anything. About 10 minutes into the lockdown, at probably like 11:55 or so, we heard the kind of standard, this is a lockdown, please stay inside, the kind of usual message. But some people have been getting service with their phones because it was an AP exam. A lot of kids don't have their phones, so a lot aren't in contact with their parents. So if any parents of kids in AP exams are listening, everyone here is okay if they haven't reached out. But yeah.
Hey, Jimmy, thanks. That's actually a very good point. And sometimes the cell reception isn't all that great inside the school. So, you know, if you're not hearing from them because of the reception, or they literally don't have their phones. And as far as you know, Jimmy, you haven't, heard of anybody in the school having any kind of medical emergency or anything, right? It's still just kind of a lockdown and a wait and see?
Yeah, that's what we've heard. Haven't heard of anyone having any difficulties, really. We saw some videos of cops in like pretty heavy, I don't know if it was SWAT or whatnot, but pretty heavy gear walking through a classroom with their guns and kind of flashed the reassuring hand sign to some of the students there. So I'm sure that was probably comforting for them.
All right, Jimmy, thank you very much, buddy. And I may call you back in a bit. Before you go, Jim, hey, Marissa, Steve, any questions for Jimmy, who's inside the school that I haven't thought of?
One, Bob, I'm so glad to know that he's okay. I do want to get him on the mood of the students in that gym. What are they saying? How are they feeling?
Yeah, Jimmy, Marissa Mitchell asking, our colleague here from the studio, asking the mood of the students that, you can see and that you're with and you've talked to there in the gymnasium. Jimmy, did you copy that? Jimmy, did you copy that?
Yeah, about the mood of
Yeah.
Well, right off the bat, people were like very panicked because just like the way that the message to get inside was delivered was very panicked. But then after like 15 or so minutes, people kind of cooled down and just started, taking the group chats and seeing what was going on, what the word was. But now I think everyone has been hearing on the news and through what the school hasn't said that the threat's been, taken care of or whatever, but that it wasn't a legitimate thing. But people have kind of gotten that word now, so people have eased up and are kind of more so just ready to get at it.
All right, some better
I'm sorry,
news
Jimmy,
there,
what
Bob.
was the word they're getting?
Bob, I'll tell you what, Bob, I'm
sorry,
going to let you
Steve,
keep
1
talking
second.
to Jimmy, Bob. We'll let you keep talking to Jimmy, making sure he's okay. I want to get this